can be addressed if there are sufficient efforts to mitigate them. The CDD Election Analysis Center, recognizing the need to develop evidence-based reports that would inform and interrogate key issues in Nigeria's electoral process, has deployed observers and fact-checkers numbering 150 across the 3 states. This is in addition to a team of trained information disorder analysts, data clerks, reviewers, and seasoned election analysts. Tomorrow, November 11, the EAC will provide a preliminary update on the conduct of the elections at the commencement of polls, followed by another press briefing in the afternoon. After the declaration of results of the elections by INEC, the EAC will issue its findings in a post-election press briefing. The press statement, along with periodic updates as the elections unfold, will be widely disseminated across conventional and social media platforms to stakeholders and the general public. Background to the elections. The outcomes of the elections will significantly impact the political fortunes of the parties involved and lay the foundation for subsequent off-cycle elections and the next general elections. As a result, we are mindful that the fallout from the 2023 general elections remain fresh in the memories of voters and politicians as they engage with the process. Despite the fact that 3 different parties won the presidential vote in these states, Labour winning Imo, PDP winning Bayelsa, and APC winning Kogi, it is by no means certain that these results will have a strong bearing on the outcome of these governorship polls. Yet, it is also important to note that these parties will be mindful of the impact the gubernatorial election outcomes will have on their future plans and ambitions. Bayelsa and Imo will go to the polls with incumbent governors seeking re-election who initially were not declared winners of the last gubernatorial elections in 2019. Duoye Diri of Bayelsa was named as governor-elect on the eve of the inauguration, while Hope Uzodinma assumed the governorship of Imo a year after the elections following separate Supreme Court rulings. On the other hand, Yahaya Bello of Kogi, whose non-renewable second tenure ends in January 2024, is the only governor amongst the trio who is not on the ballot. Socioeconomic context and insecurity. These elections, therefore, will be conducted in the face of economic challenges and insecurity across the country. These realities, alongside the peculiarities in socioeconomic and security situations in each state, will play a major role in shaping the electoral process. There have been concerns of abuse of power, of incumbency by governors instituting policies to suppress dissent and opposition party voices in their states. This trend is harmful to our democracy, and associated spikes in cases of pre-election violence in these states raises concerns for voter turnout in affected areas. These issues point to a need to ensure that all actors in the electoral landscape are aware of the important roles they hold in ensuring a peaceful election. We welcome the increased synergy between the security agencies and INEC, as evidenced by their presence during the mock accreditation held on October 14, 2023. This should go a long way in ensuring strategic coordination and cohesion in addressing fears of violence and voter suppression in these states. Nevertheless, we call on the security agencies to be professional and non-partisan in the discharge of their responsibilities. We are also optimistic that the deployment of election materials will be prompt, while hoping technological glitches that were observed in the February elections will be addressed. We also call on political parties, politicians, media houses, and citizens to eschew divisive utterances and statements that could undermine the electoral process. More so, these elections will be held in the aftermath of recent judicial pronouncements that have changed the nature of the campaign circle. The rulings returning Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan as senator representing Kogi Central and that reinstating Timipre Silva as the APC governorship nominee in Bayelsa and the confirmation of Athan Achonu as the Labour Party governorship nominee in Imo speaks to the growing influence of the judiciary, the judiciary has in the electoral process. We're hopeful that political parties and citizens see this as a call to eschew violence and revert to legal and laid down adjudication processes in resolving post-election conflicts. Finally, we wish citizens in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi well as they exercise their civic duties tomorrow. We hope that proactive communication from all electoral stakeholders will avert any form of voter apathy or suppression while ensuring that we're able to review and report on a milestone in our march to a more representative and peaceful democracy in Nigeria.
We believe that if political parties, politicians, if they do the needful, and if INEC also does the right thing, this whole atmosphere, will not have arose. But we want to clearly, call on the security agencies not to support any political party or any candidate, because part of the reason why violence happens is when the voters, they see clearly some VIP officials are coming and they get all the necessary protection, then it annoys some people, even though it's not a justification for them to do anything that will undermine the credibility of the peaceful election there. But we really want to call on all the politicians, all the political parties, and the security agencies not to do anything capable of raising any tension in these three states. Already, we have at hand, tension in these three states, and we would like the security agencies to be professional, to completely be unbiased, so that there will be some level of sanity, for this election to happen. We want to believe that these three states election will hold, and once the INEC did not also do connive, we believe that there will not be any reason for that. There will not also be any reason for the judiciary to also be the one that will be taking the election management, because the way it is now, the judiciary has taken over the role of INEC, and politicians should not be allowed that condition to happen. So let them do the right thing, so that the judiciary will not be the one to be deciding who wins election or who does not win election, because it is not their mandate to be doing that. What happens in Kano is a clear testimony to the fact that judiciary, some of the judicial officials have taken over the role that INEC is supposed to be playing. So we don't want that to happen in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State. So let the politicians do the right thing. Let all the voters assemble themselves, conduct themselves peacefully. I believe that if that happens, there will not be any reason for violence.
Ordinarily, the expectation would be that there will be increased fear, and that may affect voters' turnout. But the interesting thing, like we said in the report, is that we note the increasing synergy between the security agencies and INEC, and the expectation is that that will address some of the concerns and fear. And across the board, that all the critical stakeholders, the politicians and other non-state actors will conform.